Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout, and this is layout, let me see, this is layout number 5 using that kit, and then we made 11 page kits with that one kit. So I'll show you the pages up to now. I'm trying to remember which one I did first. I don't remember. I think it was this one. That was page number 1, so that's already up on the YouTube channel. And I think this was page, I don't remember. Maybe this was page number 2, and that was a scrap and chat. And then I'll just trying to remember if it was page number 2 or number 3. This was another one, and this was the last one I did, page number 4. So that would be up, like, let's say the video before this one. And so this is page number 5. So that's 5 pages done within a week, which is awesome. So I chosen these 3 pictures, and this was on our way back from our vacation last year. Just before we left, my husband checked the trailer and he's like, oh, I don't like how one of the tires looks. So we went and bought a brand new tire, and guess what? That's the tire that exploded. So thankfully we still had like a donut or whatever, and we put that on and made it home, but that was frustrating. And it was so hot. We figure it just, I don't know. I don't think they put enough air in it, is what we're thinking, but it blew up. So we had to stop on the side of the highway on the I-95, and it was super scary, but the drivers were so considerate, like, because we went on, you know, the right side of the highway, and as the drivers were approaching, they were all going on the second lane, like the passing lane, so that they weren't close to us. So that was nice. And as you can tell, my husband went off the road quite a bit there. We were actually in the grass for most of the vehicle. So, and I was standing right there and watching the traffic. So if I noticed somebody was, then I could yell out. And it's kind of scary to be stopped on the side of the highway. It's not my favorite thing. And it might have to do because of, again, the job that I do. You kind of worry about that kind of stuff. But these are all 4x4, or they're supposed to be 4x4. But see, when I put them, there's a little border. Huh. So I think I want to start off, I think I want to put them all on top like that, or all in the middle. I want to put them 3 in a row anyway. I don't know if I want to do the top or the middle or halfway. I do that a lot in the middle, so I'd like to do something a little different. And then I have these 3 papers, and these were all from the My Mind's Eye, the best of the best. And then this was a 6x6. That's how I started the kit, was using the 6x6 as inspiration for the rest of the kit. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do with all these pattern papers, because I would love to use them. Do I want to leave maybe just the top white? And then do something at the bottom. And mat the photos with that. That'd be cute. Do I want to mat the photos in the middle? Or, no, let's do the photos up here. And then I can use that part for the bottom part of the layout. So I just went a few weeks ago and got a whole bunch of pictures developed. And on one of my videos, I can't remember which one or maybe it was on my Facebook group, but I asked, you know, like, what gets you out of a scrapping slump or scrapping block or whatever you want to call it? For me, and that's going to start tomorrow on my, on my YouTube channel. Hopefully it doesn't rip it. But I like to put together a kit like I did with this. And that's what's going to be uploading tomorrow, is the first video of that, putting that kit together. I was chatting and not paying attention. I don't think it's much in between. Or you know what? Maybe what I can do is just cut down the pictures just a little bit so I can get a border like that all the way around. Like this. So maybe on this side, I'll cut that down a little bit. So yeah, so I put a kit together, a page kit together, and then these are the pages that I made with that page kit. And that helps me get out of a scrapping slump or scrapper's block, however you want to call it. There, I think I'm going to leave, it's not often that I leave a little gap in between each photo, but I think this time I'm going to do that just for something a little different. And then I'm going to cut this down. And another thing that takes me out of that scrapbooker's slump is printing new photos. I absolutely love getting new photos, and it's so inspirational to get new photos. I just love that. How about if I put that like this, then I can do my journaling here. Maybe I can use that on another layout, but maybe I can use this. Maybe I can use this on the bottom, and this as a strip. We'll see. In the middle. This, and it just kind of reminds me like it was a bumpy road until, because it made the loudest noise. Like it was, we're like, what was that? It was a little scary. And I like this because it's a map of the United States, and that's where it happened. So I want to try to use that. And this says, say yes to a new adventure. Okay. And these palm leaves, yes, it's, you know, we weren't anywhere or even this, but it just reminds me of, I don't know, being on vacation. So I'm still going to use it. Can do maybe a into a scallop or something. Here, this is my favorite punch. It's a scallop punch. So I'm going to use that. I've had this punch forever. And if you push down hard enough, it does the little scallop circles, but you don't have to. And I'd rather not have the little scallopy circles. I'd rather have just the scallops and no little circles. So it's a great punch because it's like a 2-in-1. Okay. This. So yes, going back to what I was saying, so I love putting a new kit together, and that gets me out of my slump. But another thing is getting new photos printed, because then you get inspired by the stories. You want to, you know, scrap the stories, so then you feel like scrapbooking. And that's what I felt like I needed. I needed to get some more, like some new pictures, because I felt like the pictures that I had, I'll probably go back to them, but just the ones that I had, I was just like, oh, I think I'm ready for some new pictures, new stories. And so that got me going and wanted to scrapbook a little bit more, which was much needed. Okay. Okay. So the phone was ringing, so I had to turn it off because it was kind of loud. Now, do I want to ink the edges? I don't know. Sometimes I like the layout just kind of clean, and sometimes I like it inked. I think I'm going to leave it not inked this time. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So I'm going to start with the furthest layer, because I want this to be over top, and then I want this over top of that. So I'll start with that one. And these papers are so thin, but I mean, for the price that I paid for them, for 180 sheets, I'm okay with it. And just in the last couple months, I've used that paper pad quite a bit, which is awesome. And my goal this year is to really get into my older stash and really get that scrapped and used up. Okay. You might have to cut the edge here a little bit because it seems that the paper is smaller than. That's okay. We'll put it all together and then we'll trim it down. Now, is that straight? I can't tell. Because of the zigzag, it's really hard to see if it's straight. I don't know if it's straight, but it's way too high. So we will just pull. Even if it rips a little bit, that's okay, because it's going to be hidden anyway. I'll just put more ATG. Now let's put my layout straight, and then I'll have a better chance of putting that strip on straight. So I'm using the lines on my mat to align it. There you go. And then the last one. At this point, I might as well glue it all down, because putting the photos like this, it's kind of determined how pretty much I'm going to do, you know, the rest of the page. And I'm trying to commit a little faster instead of humming and awing for 25 minutes. Just grab and then just put it down, and just, if I really, really, really don't like it, then I can always change it. But usually, you know, if you don't like a layout, just add more. And usually it comes together. So you just keep adding until you like it. This is like fun day. I mean, it's like anything else. Every time something like that happens, I just keep thinking, you know what? It's not so much fun right now as it happening. But once everything's okay and, you know, you're on your merry way and all is good, then it becomes a story. And that's the way I try to look at stuff now, you know. Even if it doesn't go exactly the way that you want it to, eventually, once everything is settled down, then you can look at it as, you know, that's just going to be another story, another adventure. There we go. I have a little bit to say, but I think I'm okay with using some of it for an embellishment cluster. I want to use that United States because, like I said, that's where it happens. So I got a cluster here. I'm going to do a little cluster here. It's kind of hard to do clusters unless I like do it like here. It would have to be pretty small. And that's usually what I like, is to do like a big cluster, a medium cluster, and then an itty bitty cluster. So that's quite possible. I had that frame in there, but I don't think I absolutely need it. I have this. I don't, unless I put it with the tree to kind of start my embellishment cluster. Because I like something to ground my embellishment cluster. So I could put the title in there and then it would separate it from the journaling. I like that idea. I think I'm going to use either this or that, and I think in this case this works better for it, so I'm just going to keep that. I'm going to cut this down and be able to finish the little cluster there. I've used pretty much everything that was I had put aside for this page. Now this covers the map a little bit, but you can still see that it's the United States, so I'll move it around, and it says United States up there. I like the two little owls. Totally random, but it's okay. Now, I'm going to use this as a little flag, and then I'll recut it. And take the pink out. And I can use it again. See, that's sort of a, I was kind of hoping to use it down here somewhere. Okay. Now, I think I'm just going to glue everything down and then see if I'm just going to leave this open and kind of keep everything right here. So I could put an embellishment cluster here, but then with the visual triangle that they talk about a lot, then the pictures are not even in there. They're up here. So I think that's why I'd like it up here instead. And I could actually do like a huge title here and then a subtitle in here. I could do that. Okay, so let's commit. Let's get this done. Stuck to my fingers. There. All right. So by the time this goes up, it'll be pretty much the middle of July. So it'll be almost 2 weeks in. So that's pretty cool how I'm doing something today, but it's for 2 weeks from now. And time flies. So last night, Mason started soccer. Oh my goodness, it was just the cutest thing. He was so excited, like so excited. They delayed starting the season because the fields were damaged. So he's been waiting and waiting and waiting, and he was so excited last night. It was so fun that he got his little jersey for the team and his new cleats. He was so excited. So he's going to be playing soccer every Tuesdays and Thursdays all summer. And today was his swimming, but I figured I went to see him play soccer last night. We're going again tomorrow night. And then I work on Friday. So I really needed to get some stuff done. So I didn't end up going to his swimming. It's one of his, I think it's his second one that I've missed, so it's not, haven't missed a whole bunch. Just want to make sure I got a bunch of stuff done before I go back to work. I'm working Friday and Sunday. And I want to make sure that I have enough videos up and ready to go. And there you go. So as far as books, lately what did I read? I read When Dimple Met Rishi. That was just the cutest contemporary. I gave it a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I went through it like, boom. It was so good and funny. Like I laughed out loud quite a few times. It was, I love it when I read a book and it makes me laugh. I really do enjoy that. And then, what did I read after? Oh, then it was sort of a contemporary, but also a bit of a thriller. It was Don't Breathe a Word, and that was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. I read that in a day. It wasn't very long. It was 300 pages, so I read that in a day. And right now I'm reading a book from Carrie Lonsdale. It just came out on July 4th, and I started reading it on July 4th. It's the sequel to Everything We Keep. Everything We Keep. And I think this one is called Everything We Left Behind. And it is so good. And that too is a contemporary kind of thriller kind of book. So it's really good. I'm about, I don't know, 50 or 60 pages in. So just at the beginning, but I've had to set a schedule about how much I'm going to read and when I'm going to read, because I would read all the time. I get sucked into that world. Ooh, holy moly. Holy. That was difficult. I get sucked into that world and then I don't want to leave it. Like I just want to read. So I have other stuff to do. Put these little owls. And then I'm going to tell a story here. I think I'm going to put a title here. Maybe in white. So I'll just pause and go get some white letters and then I'll come back. Okay, so the home stretch. I went and got these stickers. They are called Heart by American Craft. They're puffy stickers. And they are almost the same color as the background. So they're not going to stand out too much, but enough that I'll be able to see it. And I think I just want to put blowout on the I-95. And I didn't have any O's left or N. So I just thought I would do that. I'm just going to cut an M. So for the N, I'm going to keep that one because that now it looks like an R. Close enough. And then when I looked, the O and the G are almost the same size. So I'll just take the top off. And then I'll just cut that and round it as much as I can. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough. So on the I-95, and then this was a 1. So I'll just cut the top off. And then I just need that little dash in the middle. And I think I'll just take exclamation. I'll just cut a little piece off of that. There you go. Good enough. Now, when I put it on some wax paper so I can move it around, a lot of times I like my title attached to an embellishment cluster. In this case, it would be here or here, because here would be like right on top of the photo. But I have such a big space here, I like to fill this out a little bit. So I won't put it too close to the journaling block. I'll put it far enough away so it doesn't look like it belongs to any of the clusters, but it belongs to itself, kind of thing. And it's almost, like I said, same. It's like almost a vanilla. It's not even white. It's almost like a vanilla almost the same color as the background so that it totally doesn't blend, but it's enough that... So I'm going to use my T-square ruler. Because of those chevron, it's really hard to go straight. So I think I'd like to finish about there. So let's do that. So another thing I'm going to do this month is I'm going to talk about putting away some older layouts that I didn't have enough space for albums in my other house. Everywhere that I had albums, it was full. So I didn't have any place to put albums, so my layouts started to really pile up. All my layouts are right now, a lot of them are in iris containers. So I'm going to talk about how I'm going to get those into albums, and not only that, a lot of them don't have the dates on it, which is bad, and some of them don't have journaling. So I'm going to be working on that this month. I'm not saying I'm going to get it all done, but I'm going to sort of get a system going to try to make it as efficient as possible and get it done. And I'm not saying that after this I'm going to put layouts away right away, because one of my plans is at the end of the year is to do a video outlining all the layouts I did this year, like kind of do a flip through of the layouts. So if they're all in albums, there's no way I'm going to do that. They need to be not in albums for me to do that. So what I'll do is, as long as they're journaled, and maybe I can put them by year, and then once that video is done, then I can put it all away. See, it stands out, but it's not too much. I like that. It's just, if I want it to stand out a little bit more, I can outline it in black. I might do that, but there's not a lot of black. There's just a little bit of black here, but that would make it stand out a little bit more. How am I journaling? I'm going to journal in black, so I guess that's okay. Outline the letters. So I'm not writing on the letters, I'm writing beside the letter. Yeah, that really helps with the popping out. I wanted to blend a little bit in the background, but I don't want it to not that you can't see it at all either. Yeah, like that. So the only key to this is not to rush it, because if you go off the letter, then you're going to make like a, and then you can't fix it because you're doing it on the background. So there you go. I'm almost afraid to talk to make a mistake. Oh, see the letter move there. If it goes on the letter, you usually can wipe it off. So that wasn't a big deal. There we go. So today is, what is today? And that's not the day that it's going to go up on my YouTube channel, because I have to try to get a whole bunch done before because I don't want to be doing voiceover the same day that it needs to go up, because that would be way too stressful. So this is page number 5 using that kit, and today's oh that's to hold my camera. Okay, it's like the grippy things. Scared me. Yeah, so today's July 5th. And this is the 5th layout with that kit. But it probably won't be up till July 15th or something, or close to that. So I'm trying to do most of them voiceover with a couple of scrap and chats. Okay. Oop, I forgot the inside of the 9. Okay, and now I'm going to journal here. And I might just leave this white, or I might put a subtitle. It depends how my journaling goes, because in my journaling I might like a little phrase that I say, and then I might just put it again right here, because that'd be cute, kind of repeating something that I said here. Well, that's it. That's, oh, maybe, no. Let's, gotta put some enamel dots. That's the wrong glue. So what I did was I put a bunch of enamel dots in this container here, and I'm trying to use these first, and then if I absolutely can't find anything that I like in this, then I have somewhere else where I have enamel dots stored. But I'm trying to use sort of what I have, you know, that is already open, and before I open new packages and stuff. So this one is it's a little light, but I still like it. And then I'll put 3 here. There. And where I didn't want to ink the edges and all that, I think I'm not even going to put some splatters. And I think once I journal and it's going to be black, it's going to bring more of that black into the layout, so it'll feel like it belongs a little bit more. So that's it. That's going to complete layout number 5. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.